Hi everyone, welcome to another All Outdoor One video. As requested, this is another part of my camping equipment, survival equipment. In my last video, my Woods EDC toolkit, I had several comments regarding why there isn't any kind of container for cooking water in that kit. Well, this is why, because I actually keep it separate in this kit. This is the Snug Pack Response Pack. As you can see, it's quite a compact little unit, and in here is basically everything I need for making hot drinks and cooking food. This is what I use when I'm going by myself, little one-man expeditions. This is I don't really want to be carrying much more than this, so I'll go ahead and open it up. It has these two good fastenings here. This is a fairly durable pack. I've had this for a couple of years now, and it's lasting pretty well. So in the front compartment we have a watertight tin, and inside here we simply have some solid fuel and some alcohol fuel gel. Obviously this is dual purpose. It can be used in the stove that I have in here, or alternatively it can be used as a fire starter. The hexamine blocks make a good fire starter, although they don't readily catch a spark. You have to use a lighter, in my experience. It's possible to do it without a lighter if you make really small shavings, but ultimately when I'm cold and I want to get a fire going, I don't want to be messing around, so I'll just take a piece of approximately this size, and that'll be enough to light a fire easily. Right, next up we have a lighter. This lighter does actually sit in here usually. I find it's good for lighting various types of fuel, including alcohol fuels such as methylated spirits, etc. In this side compartment here we have my drinking cup. This one happens to be from Switzerland. It's a steel cup. It's double layered, so it keeps the drink nice and hot. Unfortunately, for that same reason, it's not advisable to cook on it, as I believe pressure build-ups can warp the metal, etc. But these are good, especially in the cold. You will notice that it keeps your drink hot for a long time. And inside there we also have a strainer, which I use for making various teas out in the wild. For example, rose hip tea or pine needle tea. It's very good for that. You can literally just dunk it in there and have a nice brew without having to fish out all the bits all the time. Furthermore, in this pocket we have about 10 meters of paracord. That just never gets used. That's just spare backup. Next up we have some tissues. I always carry some tissues with me in here. Obviously before I eat, I like to make sure my hands are clean, so I've got some hand sanitizer in there as well, just to keep your hands clean obviously before you eat. And also I have a folding titanium spork. This one happens to be made by Optimus. It's good, very lightweight, and the fact that it folds down is great. So usually I actually keep this in my pocket once I've actually set my camp up, because I'm finding that you're always going to be going for this. Similarly with the lighter. And finally, in the main compartment we have a fuel bottle which holds my methylated spirits. Obviously this will last me about 2 to 3 days cooking, 3 meals a day and hot drinks. That will last about 2 to 3 days. So that's perfect for me. Those are the usual lengths of my trip out. Next up, you know, if it's time to sit down, set up camp and cook, then it's, you know, probably going to be time to get out my lantern, my candle lantern. So obviously that always stays in the pack there as well. I have a separate review of this on my channel somewhere if anybody's interested. This is the UCL Micro candle lantern. Great for keeping your tent inside warm, and great, it's nice and soft on the eyes as well, so great for preserving night vision, anything along those lines. Finally, we have my cooking cup. This one is made by Esbit. I do have a separate review of this on my channel. Aluminium, nice coating on it, seems to not stick or anything along those lines. And obviously I have the base for this as well. I'll just arrange this. Yeah, as I said, I have the base for it as well, which, as you can see there, I've been using solid fuels in there, but also I can use my my stove, my alcohol fuel stove in there, which I usually do. And yes, obviously we have the lid for this too. Yeah, so as I said, I think for me this system seems to be working well. Everything I need to cook a meal. Oh yeah, finally, sorry, in the bag I've also got just a little sachet of instant coffee, and also a squeeze and stir cream of tomato hind soup, which, by the way, bushcrafters and campers, everybody, these are actually pretty nice and they're very easy. You just simply squeeze the contents of this packet into your cup, fill it up with hot water and stir, and the tomato flavour is quite nice. Just a little tip there if anyone's interested. So as I was saying, yeah, this kit works for me. I think it's practical. You know, ultimately it's not ideal for cooking over wood because the kit here has a rubberized handle, so obviously cooking in an open fire that would melt. So I do 95% of my cooking on either alcohol or solid fuels. I just find it's quicker, easier, less tidying up afterwards. I mean, cooking on a wood fire, especially some woods, they tend to leave a really bad residue on your cookware, and it takes bloody ages to get it off. And also everything ends up smelling and tasting of wood smoke, which I find to be a bit depressing after a day or two. So I keep this separate, and as I said, I just cook on alcohol or solid fuels. Yeah, we'll be interested to hear other people's comments or suggestions. Let me know what you think about this kit. As I said, I've had this set up for quite a while now. Previous to this, I had a very similar setup, but instead of this I was using the BCB Crusader cooking set, which is very good and it's very versatile. For example, you can cook with wood using that system, but yes, ultimately it's very heavy, I found, and these days I'm trying to minimize what I carry on my back, because, you know, when I actually get to a camping location, you know, I don't want to be exhausted by the time I get there, which in the old days is what I'd pretty much do, take everything but the kitchen sink. But as I said, and also as I'm feeling more comfortable, and my skills develop, I'm feeling as though I need to carry less equipment. But at the same time, I'm lazy and I like a bit of luxury with me. Yeah, so let me know what you think, guys and girls. and yeah, I'll be interested to read your comments. So that's my cooking bag system, and this is All Outdoor One signing out for now. Take care.